Coliseum Chronicles live pregame show versus Iowa. I'm Terrence Holton, joined alongside Casey Castlener. And Casey, game of the year coming up. It's an unstoppable object versus or immovable object versus unstoppable force. Got that one wrong. Iowa's defense versus USC's offense. What are our early thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, USC's at home. That's always good. The Coliseum's been serving them well this year, as we saw against Northwestern and previously against other teams as well. But it is going to rain in LA, which helps Iowa. They like playing that kind of ground and pound, physical Big Ten football, whereas USC is still trying to learn it. So the rain is not great, but I think you're right. USC knows that every game is a playoff game at this point, including this one more than others, because Iowa is an opponent that, while USC has seen similar teams, they haven't seen teams that have played to the extent of this sort of Big Ten football that Iowa has. I mean, Michigan kind of, but and you could maybe make that case about a couple of other opponents as well, maybe a little bit of Northwestern. But the point I'm trying to make is Iowa is a completely different type of team than USC. They have to adapt and start fast.
Yeah, look, I do think that USC can get some sort of push against Iowa because I think they're more physical than some people, including myself, have given them credit in the past. That being said, Iowa plays the style of football which Lincoln Riley and USC have really just been allergic to the past couple of years. I think this goes back to the whole Kirk Ferentz Lincoln Riley beef, where Kirk Ferentz basically said they like Lincoln Riley, like he just plays offensive, he doesn't play like winning football and stuff like that. So I think this is like, dare I say, it's like a major like kind of rivalry. It's like because it's offensive versus defensive football, and it's weird because Iowa. I don't know how to feel. I don't really know how to feel about this game yet. I haven't done my own. I haven't thought of a personal score prediction. I don't know about you.
I have.
You have? You want to say it? Because I haven't thought about it that much.
I think it's going to be 20-14 USC, like a low-scoring game, but it'll still be it'll still come down to one, like really who has the ball last and who can waste enough time, because it's going to be the clock is going to be the biggest thing in this game, right? Because of the way Iowa plays, and I mean, you look at their losses; they've lost by at most 5 points all year to Indiana. So they have had some really good losses this year. I mean, we talk about good losses as sort of like an oxymoron.
Shout out the SEC.
What's that?
Shout out the SEC. Good losses.
Yeah, no, exactly. But Iowa like genuinely has good losses. They lose to Oregon by 2. If they get a 2-point conversion at the end, which they failed to do, they probably win that game or go to overtime and have a chance. They lose to Iowa State early in the year by 3. That's when Iowa State was considered a CFP contender, not so much.
Yeah, and they're not. Yeah, but sorry, go on.
And then they lose to Indiana, like I mentioned. Those are their only 3 losses. The combined amount of points they've lost to in 3 games is, doing the math on the top of my head, 10 points. Yeah. So
like 5-3-2. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's going to be close. It has to be close.
Yeah, 100%. And Walter makes a good point with this one, because Iowa did give up 261 on the ground to Oregon, and the weather was so much worse in Iowa than what it's going to be in Southern California. At the same time, it's going to be raining still. Like, it 100% is going to be raining there. Look, to say that that's not a factor is ridiculous, because we got clowned months back for saying that it's a factor in USC games. And in that Notre Dame game, it was a massive factor. It is going to factor into this game. Those assholes from Iowa brought their weather with them. So USC is going to have to be able to run the ball. They also are going to need to be able to pass it, break, because if they can, I think USC easily will win this game. And this isn't going to happen. But if they will easily win this game if they can very early score quickly. If they can, on that first scripted drive, scripted drives are always the best. The very first one out of each half, then they can go up, and I think that's when you can lean on Iowa, because then I think you can probably go up 2 scores, and it'll make Iowa play from down, and they cannot do that. They cannot play from down.
USC scored on the first drive against Notre Dame. I know the USC did lose that game, but they looked
like versus Notre Dame versus drive versus Michigan, like both of those.
Yeah, not against Illinois, but I think to your point, in those tough environments, and not to say that playing at home is a tough environment, because it's not, but the weather still being a factor that it is, It's so important. I mean, I think the differences between USC's success and failures this year is the mental side on the first drive.
Yeah.
When Wayman Jordan was fumbling on those first drives, it was a completely different team on the following drives because they had to respond to usually a score on the other side. I don't think it'll be the case this time around, just because, again, Iowa is going to look for what USC gives them. Can USC stop the run? I mean, Kamari Moulton has been a very solid running back this year. He's led Iowa in rushing most of the games so far. Gronowski can run, though, too.
Yes, Gronowski's rushing touchdown in every single one of Iowa's games.
Yeah, he ran for 130 against Penn State. I know it is Penn State, but still, that's 130 yards. Gronowski also, these past few games, has been throwing it a bit better. He's looking like a well-rounded QB. I'm not going to say he's like top 5 in the Big Ten yet, but he has – what?
No. I wouldn't even – I'm not even going to consider having that conversation.
No, I just said I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I'm saying for how much I'm sort of praising him right now, I don't think he's a top QB. That being said, I still think he's solid and has the tools. And he's going to take what USC's defense is going to give him. And USC is prone to giving. I mean, look at Northwestern, right? Preston Stone on that first drive was taking he was kind of playing a pro style where he was just taking those short yardage gains. And then it was, the easy touchdown to Wildy. USC can't let that happen against Iowa. You can't let them get a rhythm in the passing game.
No. And I don't think they will, because Iowa's offense is terrible. It is so incredibly bad, and I don't understand how they have not fixed this problem at all under Kirk Ferentz. But it's a horrible offense, and it's going to be an ugly game. If this game were in the sun, it would be different. If there was no rain, it would be different. I think I'd take USC kind of easily. Because of that, it's not, and we're going to have to play a little bit of Iowa football against them. We're going to have to run the ball. We're going to have to probably pass it around when we can. Not that we're going to be able to a lot, but only when they can do it. They're going to have to be able to run the ball on this Iowa team. That's tricky. Number 17 rush defense. I believe it's not the best one they've played this year. It is actually. No, Michigan. And of course, USC did run all over Michigan. But Notre Dame and Michigan, both better rush defenses, but Iowa right there. And USC ran the ball decently they ran the ball really well on Michigan, not on Notre Dame, though. So you're going to have to be able to run the ball. I think if you are able to score quick, which is the problem, Iowa doesn't give up very many big plays, at all, really.
No, they don't give up the explosive.
So, I don't know. It feels like USC has such better athletes is the thing. And because it's not 40-mile-an-hour winds and pouring rain, it'll be raining. I just looked at the weather. It's not going to be horrible. It'll be raining, but not horrible like it was in Iowa City. Or is it in Ames?
Yeah.
Whichever one it is. Then I think that they're going to win this game. I'm going to say, I'll give my score prediction right now. 24-14. I'm gonna say they win by 10. Yeah, I think if they can get off to that, I think if they can score quickly, which I do very much think they can do, I 100% think they're explosive enough to do, then they can beat this team. And we got to see some creativity out of Lincoln Riley. We've seen it the last couple weeks. No stupid plays where it's like you're having Mekhi Lemon throw in the rain, but something where a trick play you can get them going.
I want to go back to Iowa's defense for a minute, because I agree that they're a very good unit. Their D-line has not been that good this year. They're 9th in sacks per game in the Big Ten and 11th in tackles for loss.
Yep.
That being said, I think, the offensive line for USC, it's been beaten in a battered group this year that has really been resilient. If you give
we don't have any status on Elijah Page killing O'Connor, do we?
I mean, I'd assume they're both good. They both played last game.
I know. But I just have concerns just because I just have concerns because of re-aggravating anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Also, John Ray Reed, I know, was banged up a little bit.
Right, yeah.
I don't think there's an update on him. But another thing about Iowa that stands out to me is they don't commit penalties. They're the most disciplined team in the Big Ten. USC is not.
They've gotten better across the season. They have.
Yeah.
It's still not great.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, there were some bad ones against Northwestern, like Braylon Conley's PI. It was bad.
Oh,
But another thing with Iowa is they're not very good in those third down situations.
yeah.
If USC can force, a couple of short runs on first and second or a short throw, make those Hell's Bells chime in the Coliseum on third down a lot, they're going to be in a good spot. You have to force Iowa to get to third down quick and just hope that they don't have a short yard situation where they can thrive. Get them to 3rd and 8. Get them to 3rd and 10. That's where you're going to thrive for USC.
This is so a game that USC should win. I 100% believe that. Like, Iowa has been pretty good, and I still 100% believe USC should win. I seriously just have concerns just because Iowa is a physical team. USC has been better throughout the course of the season, but I think if USC can play Iowa like they played Michigan, then they'll win by at least 10, I think. That's kind of what I'm suspecting, because Michigan's a better team than Iowa, in my opinion, and they play relatively similar style football. They can't really pass the ball that well. They run it a lot, and they have a good defense. And USC, to their credit, I'll just say, they beat the shit out of Michigan. They really did.
Yeah, and
pretty much all levels. So I think you got to replicate to win this game, and to win it decently. You got to replicate what you did against Michigan.
I could see that game. I could see this game going a lot like how that game was, where USC just takes away the passing game, and then granted, Justice Haynes was out, but still, they forced the Wolverines to run on every occasion. Even Underwood, and it helped. I mean, you don't want to see a team run a lot on you, especially when you're USC and you struggled to stop the run. We saw that last week against Komalafe.
Yeah,
but at the same time, if you can allow one and not the other, you're doing one thing right.
Yes.
And that'll get you a win. Especially
because, sorry not to cut you off, but I literally look at like the last 2 wins, and even going back to Michigan and Notre Dame, what USC has done really well has been forcing the opponent to run the football. And the pass defense, I still don't think it's phenomenal. I think, Braylon Conley got picked on for like one drive.
And then he had a TFL, so we'll give him credit.
Yeah, he had like TFL, like pass interference, and then gave up like another 15 yards. He did not have a good drive.
Yeah.
But USC has, to their credit, has made their opponents run the ball really well. And Emmett Johnson ran all over them. But I think if you can force just Kamari Moulton to hurt you, it's not like it's Jeremiah Love and Kadarian Price. I don't think that that's the same thing at all. So I'm a lot more okay with forcing Iowa to run the football. I'm okay with that. And like, it's going to be an ugly game. It just is, unless USC finds a way to break Iowa's, because I very much, Iowa has I'm just kind of rambling, but Iowa has the number 4 pass defense. I also don't think that their circumstances have given them the opportunity to face an offense nearly as good as USC's. Obviously, Indiana's is good, and so is Oregon's. Both of those were at Kinnick. I don't remember about Indiana. I think it was fine weather, but Oregon, terrible weather, and Oregon, as Walter mentioned, still ran for 260 yards. Yeah. So I think this is going to be a different thing for Iowa. And like, if they were playing at Kinnick, I think it's a loss. I would just kind of chop it up to a loss. But because it's at home, Lincoln Riley 20-2 at the Coliseum, if I'm not mistaken, I think they win this game.
And I also think, fans will be a
2 losses, by the way, came to 2 CFP semifinalists.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Both last year. Wait, he's not 20-2 at the Coliseum.
Am I just remembering what? Like,
yeah, wait, no, because he lost to Notre Dame and Penn State last year, and they lost to Utah the year before. And Washington.
Oh yeah, I'm just so wrong. Yeah, what am I talking about? Yeah,
he has a winning record at the Coliseum. That's for sure.
He has a decent record at the Coliseum. He has a good record.
Yeah, and UCLA that year.
Damn, yeah, I was way off. Where did I saw that somewhere? I wonder what that was referring to.
Well, he was undefeated his first year at the Coliseum.
Yeah. What was I referring? Where did I see that? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I think it's like 20-2 when they scored.
Oh, you know what? It's 20-2 when favored at home.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they definitely weren't favored against some of those teams.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what it is.
Yeah. What was I saying? I think I agree. I think the fans are going to play a part in this.
Mhm.
Hopefully people come out, even though it's raining.
I have a lot of concerns about that, Casey.
I do have. Yeah, I was kind of getting at
We were
that.
talking to our friends, and a lot of them are like, oh, I'm maybe not going to go, or like, I'm going to like put on a rain poncho and stuff like that. Which, first off, guy from Portland, Oregon, just tough it out. Second, I have concerns that people will go to that game.
Yeah, and I mean, Lincoln Riley was sort of begging people to go on Trojans Live, so that sort of suggests maybe that the tickets aren't being sold a whole lot. I don't know. I think USC needs to just figure out how to I think the big thing that I'm trying to get at is Iowa is going to score late. Don't let them score early. That first quarter, hold them to a field goal or less.
Yep.
You know that they're going to get some points.
I think a minimum of a field goal or less, or else that game could go poorly.
Yeah. Like if you allow more than one touchdown, like more than 7 points is what I'm trying to say in the first quarter against Iowa.
That's really concerning.
Yeah.
And like to his credit, Danton Lynn has been phenomenal in the second half. Like I look at Northwestern, gave up 14 in the first, 3 in the second. They've been great in the second half. But I mean, and then Nebraska also the defensive adjustments were great too.
For QB, but yeah
fair enough. But
same could not be said against Notre Dame, but maybe the adjustments help. I don't
know. It's seriously not the defense that really concerns me that much because I think they will put them in a position where they can win. It's just like I have concerns that it's just going to be a slow. I was going to try and slow the game down, which makes sense. Everyone who plays USC does. I just have concerns that they are just going to like slow it down so much, and USC is just it's forcing them to punt over and over and over again, and it gets to a desperation point where they're down like 7-3 for most of the game, and I don't really think that happens. Like the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm just like honestly convincing myself that USC is almost certainly going to win this game, and maybe that's stupid because like I think like the weather and lots of that really hurts USC. But the more I talk about it, the more I think like I really like how does USC lose this? If like it's at home, Iowa can't score, and they're playing against the best passing and running off a combined offense in college football. So I just
it was also raining I know this is a while ago and a worse team, but like it was also raining at Purdue, and USC won that game. And they have a good running back. Like it's
I mean, like my concerns. I'm like I said, I think because it's home, it's such a difference maker. I mean, look at Indiana. That's like the number 6 offense in the country. They were held to only 21 against Iowa, barely scraped by. So I don't know. It's such a massive game because obviously, if you lose, you're out of playoff contention. You win, you momentum going into Oregon.
Yeah,
massive momentum.
I want to transition to that because Oregon. I mean, I'm sure all USC fans are going to be watching that game. It'll line up. Actually, it's today. Actually, it's a Friday night game for Oregon, 6 p.m. against Minnesota at Autzen Stadium. I mean, Minnesota's been solid this year, but Oregon should win by multiple touchdowns.
I think they're favored by like 24.5 or something.
Yeah, they should win that game pretty handily if all goes well.
Yeah.
What's your sort of radar on Oregon coming up? Coming up in just over a week. Thoughts on that game coming up?
Well, Casey, what we're doing right now is actually part of my concern. We're looking ahead to the Oregon game, and I'm concerned that that's what maybe USC is doing because this is a game where this is a must-win game to keep yourself in playoff contention. And I have concerns that they're looking ahead, trying to prepare for Autzen when you got big bad Iowa right. I can't believe I just said that, but right in front of you at the Coliseum, and you got to take care of business first, and that's what I'm concerned.
I don't think they'll look ahead. I don't think they do that.
I don't think they would. I don't know. I feel like they've done it before is the thing. So that's like.
But like no, because like they lost to 2 teams that like they were supposed to lose to. They didn't lose in a trap game to anybody because
they didn't lose to Nebraska. They didn't lose. Let's see.
I'd even say like Purdue, like even because that was on the cusp of playing Illinois.
I mean, me. The Nebraska one was the one I was looking at. Of course, Dylan Raiola did break his fibula, so I don't fully say I was wrong on that one.
I mean, I think I don't think they're looking too far ahead. I think it helps too that even though it's a pretty new roster from 2 years ago, like they've played at Oregon before. Lincoln Riley has played at Oregon before.
Yeah, he finally got that
Going
sense.
to Rutgers or Penn State, like some middle of nowhere game that in the Big Ten where it's, so unpredictable how they're going to come out. Like we know that Oregon is ranked number 8, but we also know what it's like to play at Austin Stadium, and we know that USC hasn't been successful there. Lincoln Riley knows.
Similar thing to Notre Dame. They haven't won since 2011.
Yeah, I mean it's rough, but Oregon has not stood out to me a whole lot this year as they've had in previous years. I mean, they've been good this year, don't get me wrong, but they've had some really scary wins.
I agree. I actually just don't think they've been that good is the thing. Like, it's just because it's away. And I want to see USC. I talked a lot of trash to my Oregon friends about the Iowa game, and I've dug myself a hole if USC loses. But it's why I think that USC, I watched that game and it's different conditions. It's harder. It's in Kinnick Stadium. And it made me think okay, they can beat this team. They of what I watched the night before on Friday against Northwestern versus what I'm watching against Iowa and Oregon, honestly, both these teams I watched, I was like, they can beat both these teams. I really think they can. And I've long said that USC is going to lose to Oregon. They probably end up in some heartbreaking fashion. And I get 40 million FaceTime calls from my friends back home. But I think that they can. I think bare minimum, they'll give Oregon a scare. They need to beat Iowa. I think just from a program culture standpoint, I think you need to beat Iowa. That's my thinking on it.
Yeah. And I mean, to your point earlier, Iowa gave up, 118 rushing yards to Noah Whittington, but they also only gave, and that's a lot, but they only gave up 112 passing yards to Dante Moore. So I don't know if that's telling at all because Oregon has been a very good team this year, point aside, but they've also used a lot of weapons. And I think looking ahead to that Oregon game, if USC can take away a couple of options, just have those secondary players step up, Dante Moore is going to be forced to improvise. And he hasn't always been the best under pressure when improvising. I mean, you can look at that Wisconsin game. Didn't play that good.
I mean, dude, look, Oregon is beat up. Both Kenyon Sadiq, Gary Bryant Jr., and DeCorian Moore all either missed the Iowa game to start, or for Gary Bryant, he was out he left after it. They're also, I believe, missing an offensive tackle, but I'm reading Moore and Sadiq's now because those are the ones I'm really interested in. I don't know. Moore's return is unclear, and Sadiq.
Alex Harkey is the tackle.
Yes, yeah, and he was out last game too, and those are big. If those guys are out, that's most, if not all, of Oregon's passing attack. So if they can't pass the ball, they have to run the ball again like they did against Iowa, and they ran the ball really well against Iowa. But if USC can focus in on that like they have, I think they can pull a win out. Like Noah Whittington's, I think,
that doesn't even include the possibility of Wayman Jordan coming back.
Yeah,
I mean, he was expected to be out 4 to 6 weeks after the Michigan game.
It's been about exactly 4 weeks, right?
Yeah, and by the time it's coming around to Oregon, sorry, I brain just. By the time they play Oregon, it's going to be around 6 weeks.
Yep.
If Wayman Jordan comes back, that's a game changer. I mean, that's huge.
Look, oh God, I'm getting myself too excited because I do think it's possible USC makes the playoff, but I'm so setting myself up for heartbreak.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just,
and it all starts tomorrow. It all starts tomorrow.
I feel like it's so funny that this is the case, but I feel like the whole season is going to come down to King Miller. Like it
is. And I mean, dude, I don't know where they'd be without him. It's incredible. Yeah. And I don't know where you'd be without him because that's the starting running back for the next 2 years.
Yeah. No, 100. I mean, him and Wayman Jordan could be the best duo in the country.
Thunder and Lightning.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And that doesn't even include Brian Jackson, who I'd imagine hits the portal.
Yeah. Every time, this is zero disrespect to Brian Jackson. I don't know if it's the offensive line or he's not reading things right. Every time he touches the ball, I swear he doesn't get over 3 yards.
Yeah, and I mean his style of running back's kind of going away a little bit. Like
Yeah.
you can be like a Devin Mockabee type player, but you have to like really, or like a Caden Fagan over at Illinois, but you have to like really embrace that. And
Yeah.
I feel like he's just not quite there yet. And then yeah, I mean Eli Sanders is he doesn't have the red shirt, I guess, or I mean he's been in college for a while.
Yeah. As far as we can tell, his college careers are over, which sucks.
Yeah, really unfortunate for him. Yeah, because he's been in college since 2021, so this is his 5th year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if he has the waiver, but that being said, though, King Miller, and he loves being a Trojan too. So yeah, I think that's huge, and I think the running back,
obviously.
Yeah, I mean, if King Miller goes for over 100 this week, I think USC can easily win this game.
I totally agree. Yeah,
that'll be tough, but
yeah. But this is going to be a tough game this weekend. That's going to do it for us here at Coliseum Chronicles Live. I'm Terrence Holton, joined alongside Casey Kasliner. It's going to be a tough one for the Trojans, but I think they